Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 8 Comic-Con live chat. We have got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hopefully you guys have seen a couple of the videos and some of the breakdowns that we did a little bit earlier. But I am pretty excited about what we got going on. So I see a few people actually starting to roll in, and there's going to be a lot of questions because people have been hitting me with questions on Kick. They've been hitting me with questions when we did the Chill with Kill segment a little bit earlier. So I see Xantos in the house, I see Diane, I see Jamal Rana, Derek Campbell. The whole group is going to start rolling in, and let me just give a couple minutes for people to sort of filter in. I know I usually start maybe 30 seconds early or so, oh, wait a minute. Somebody said that the trailer was boring. We were going to talk about that trailer. I broke it down. I watched it frame by frame, and I just got one question. Well, it's not a question. It's actually a hope, because I hope you got your shitting pants on. What? I hope you're wearing them right now, because you are about to shit your pants. How great is that for a trailer opening? I mean, did that not just kind of set the tone? And then we get into like the bongos, like Miami Vice music, like, and all these scenes that could potentially be dark scenes during the season were like all hyped up, like, yeah, I feel pretty good about this. But when you watch it frame by frame without the music, there's some things that are out there that we're going to talk about today. So we are going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit spoilers mixed in, but it's going to be a lot of speculation. So I thought the trailer was great, and and Wilson says, hit the like button and shit your pants. So there you go. We got a brand new. Negan gave us a brand new saying. So yeah, if you guys could definitely chalk that up. I'll give some shout outs a little bit later on this stream, but I'm going to tell you what I saw in the trailer. We're going to answer a few questions. As we get into that, I do have a couple special announcements to all the 999 Army and all the 999 fans that are out here. So first of all, you guys know the channel is just doing tremendous, and we have the 999 fan page on Facebook. Two new things that we're going to do. One is we are going to do Thursday night top 9. So here's the way the schedule works. Schedule is going to work. Sunday is going to be Chill with Kills. We're going to do our Sunday spoilers. Monday, we're still going to talk Preacher, and we're going to do reactions to that. Tuesday's random things. Wednesday, spoiler permitting, if there's new information, we will do Wednesday Walkers. And Thursday, a brand new segment, which is going to be the top 9. So instead of a top 10 list, we're going to do our own top 9. It's been a very popular request, so love for you guys to jump in with that. The second one, I can't announce yet. I'm still waiting on a couple details to work out, but stay tuned for another segment, which could be a daily segment. So just a little bit more info, and just a lot of good stuff happening with the 999 Gaming channel. A lot of fun, a lot of interaction, and I definitely love hanging out with you guys. So we got that going on. So let's get into a couple of my discoveries. Here's the way it works. If you guys are new, if you could just type a 999 up there, because we do get a lot of new people checking out The Walking Dead. If you're not, obviously you know how it works. Let me give you a couple disclaimers. This video is made by each and every one of you. So if you want to be included in the video, type something. If you type something, I'm liable to read it. So don't type anything that you don't want included in the video. I would love if you guys would slap the like button as well. And once this video goes live, if you could get over and leave something in the comments, because I also have 2 other channels. So one of the channels is 999 Spoilers. If you guys get a chance, if you guys would subscribe over there as well, because I'm going to take your comments and your reactions, and we're going to put those on the 999 Spoiler site. So, and we'll do some live streams over there as well too. So that's what we got going on. And let's see, the Junkyard Gang kidnapped Rick. I'm going to say yes, and Rick looks like he is in boxers. So let me give you, I know a lot of people love the speech, and one of the things that I thought was very, very interesting in all this, maybe you guys aren't as into the potential death. I'm going to announce, I don't have the exact spoiler yet, but I know he didn't film past episode number 2. And in judging by what we've seen in the trailer, I think Eric dies in episode number 1 or episode number 2, depending on the extended episode. Here's a couple things that I'll tell you, and if you go through and watch these things frame by frame, which I do, Aaron says when there's gunfire, and they Rick gives a speech, and the speech is in this open field with the cars and the armor and everything else, so you can see that. So they drive these cars, and they're heading toward the sanctuary, And Aaron says, we pin them in and everything else takes care of itself. That's the plan. So when when Aaron is doing the shooting, there's a couple scenes where he's wearing a flannel button-up shirt. And when you see the blood on his hands, he actually has that as well too. And there is one scene later on that is like it shows all the characters' faces really fast. And if you do a still, it looks as if Aaron is looking at someone. I don't know. It's hard to explain the look on his face, but it doesn't look. It's neutral, like he just lost something to me. And then later on, there's a scene between Aaron and Enid, and Enid said, "Let me come with you. We need a win." Aaron is wearing a gray sweatshirt at that point. He's cleaned up. So that's a little bit later on, and I think just that whole we need a win, and you don't see Aaron with Eric, which you have seen them together a little bit lately. When Aaron comes up and Enid offers help, then they know that Eric's gone. So Eric's out. There's no doubt about it. So bye-bye, R.I.P. Eric. If you guys want to hashtag it, it's gone. He's gone, but it will allow, you know, love on The Walking Dead sometimes slows things down. That's all I'm going to say. So whether it's Aaron and Eric, Rick and Michonne, at some point, I think that you got to move past the relationship, and there'll be time for that stuff later on. All right, I'm going to read a couple of your comments. So Eric is Aaron's boyfriend, Walking Dead girl. Yeah, and it's not just Rick peeking through there. If you watch one of the stills a little bit later on, they took his clothes. So I'm a little confused by how that's going to play out, because Rick's sitting down kind of like Daryl, and he's in his boxers. But there is once again, if you watch the stills and you go frame by frame, Rick is in a fight with a big dude with a beard. I think he's Caucasian. Not 100%. I did some still frames and went through them. On one scene, this guy really just takes Rick down, and you can see Rick's arm. But then later on in the trailer, I don't know what point it is, but they're either in a house, but Rick gets knocked backwards, and there's like flares and medicine that pops up, and he's got this dude in a chokehold. So, the rumors is whether or not this could be a character a little bit later on, whether this is going to be a Sadiq or somebody, that plays a bigger part. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Wilson, see, that's kind of what I think. When Enid says we need a win, I think there's going to be several losses, which is what kind of is intriguing about how up-tempo the music is and how happy everybody seems to be, especially at the Comic-Cons. There's going to be a series of losses. So, and it's going to be on both sides. But, we usually don't get as emotionally attached to the losses with the Sanctuary. And Devin, I agree with that. I think I don't think they're going to deviate from the comic too much, but I think there's going to be different. The way the time is going to play out is going to be important. And I don't think it'll be exact character for character, but I do think it's going to follow strongly along the comic storyline. But there will be, obviously Daryl's not in the comics, so anything Daryl does and any interaction with Daryl is a little bit different, but I do think the overall arc is going to be very, very similar. That's what I want to hear. See, Derek ditched his Walking Dead Road to Survival War for a daily shot of kilzhot. So that's what I'm talking about. That's your daily dose. So, Carol, with Rick and the Cane, and if you didn't get a chance, I posted a video a couple hours ago, so check that out, and it went in a little detail with that. So in the comics, there is a time lapse, but there's a lot of things different in the comics. So, for example, Rick is with Andrea, not Michonne. So Michonne is with quite a few people in the comics. So she's with Tyrese, she's with Ezekiel, she's with Morgan. So in the comics, once Rick gets Negan. He cuts Negan's throat. They lock Negan up instead of killing Negan. And there's people that want him dead. Michonne being one of those people. So when Rick doesn't kill Negan, Michonne leaves. So she takes that 2-year hiatus, and then we have the time skip. So the theory is that, well, not related to Michonne, it could or could not be, but the theory is toward the end of the season, or that picture of Rick is a time skip. Now, I think the time skip serves a couple of benefits. One, I think that if there is a time skip, Maggie will already have her baby. And the baby will be a couple years old, so we don't have to go through that whole pregnancy thing again. We don't want to go through that. And Rick does eventually use a cane because Negan breaks his leg. And I have not read that far in the comics. This is just side research. I'm only on issue number 74. I'll get there. But I've done enough research to find out what happens in the mood, especially when the whole thing last year when Negan was, going to kill Glenn or going to kill Abraham, or I was kind of, I didn't read the entire comics, but I got, a little up to speed on what was going on. What's up, Seth? So here's this could be the other part. Either Rick potentially could be kidnapped by Jadis's group, or Rick is trying to find out who their connections are. Keep in mind, Jadis has a meeting in the trailer, and they circle him like they normally do, and there's 3 people. I cannot tell who those 3 people are. At first I thought it might be Eugene, but then I scrolled out a little bit. It didn't look thick enough to be Eugene. The hair, dude did have some hair, so I couldn't figure out exactly who it was. And because they show Michonne and Rosita quite a bit, what I think happened is it looks like Rick has some sort of altercation. So maybe this dude with the beard actually takes Rick and they lock him up. And Michonne and Rosita are actually looking for Rick, because Michonne has a sword fight, and then she actually pulls a gun on someone, and you see Rosita driving them toward that area. Gary says, it's just a dream. People are overreacting. So it could, Gary. I'm not going to say it's not. They definitely could have put it in there and just to get us talking about things, and maybe the time skip doesn't happen. So very possible. It wouldn't be the craziest thing they ever did. I mean, we all want it to mean something, but it would be kind of neat if they just put it in there and everybody's like, wait a minute, there's no time skip. That was just Rick having a dream. Kelly Wilson says, Kills, they're going to be a Sherry in Season 8. I don't know. I've predicted all along, I think Sherry will be a head on a stake whenever we get to the Whisperers. I think Sherry, because she left and she basically said that, to Dwight, like, I'm not going to make it out there. I think that was foreshadowing what's going to happen with her. She's not with the Scavengers. She's not with Rick. She's out there. She just took off. Salem Blue is like Bobby never died in Dallas. Oh, he's going old school. What's up, Steve? Thanks for jumping in here. So we got a ton of people in here. I haven't seen. Is Tommy here yet? Tommy, you got to get on top of the ball. If you guys could do me one big favor. I'm gonna get on to the next observation, but if I can get the 30 people that have not hit the like button yet as we go forward, if you guys could slap that like button, and that'll be my ticket to answer the next question and move forward to the next observation that I saw in my watching it frame by frame by frame extremely slowly. So if you guys could just do that, just drag the mouse button over, pop that like button. That would be awesome. And let me read another comment while I gather my thoughts here. Yeah, I've not seen Tommy yet. And you know what? Earlier in today's stream, and I got to apologize because I was expecting to do this at 8 o'clock, and I started looking at the schedules and everything else. So Tommy is probably like, oh, cool, I'm got plenty of time, and I'm going to jump in there, and I got 15 more minutes. Okay, awesome. All right, a lot of people hit the like button, so I'm liking that. If you guys remember when Tara washed up on the shore, they showed her tattoo. I don't know if you noticed the gun that I think it was Tara was looking at. I saw the hands. I think that was Tara's other tattoos. But you can see the she's counting. And it's the same type of counting, you know, it had to do with Tara's arm. So what I'm wondering is if there is a... I don't need a Tara backstory, but I'm just wondering if it was a kill count that she kept up with, and we'll find out exactly what all that means. You know, maybe when she was with the governor or somewhere along the way, or maybe it's people that she was close to. She's kept a list of the people that have died. I'm going to have to go through and get an exact count of what it is and kind of make sense of it. It could be people, you know, in Rick's group that she's been close to that have died as well. And, you know, maybe that's just something that will come out a little bit later. So let me know if you got any more insight on that. And Devin, I love it. He says, it's always good when you can watch a 999 stream and play Road to Survival. I mean, that's like peanut butter and jelly, right? Derek, the other Derek says, no gun is big enough for Tara's kill count. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe, you know, she killed up to a certain point and stopped. I mean, there's got to be some meaning to it because they keep showing it. Yes, I did. So, Kale says, smile, I want to talk about Shiva. I don't know who said a little bit earlier, but said this part of the story is really central to what happens. Shiva's gone. And even still, watching the frames of this, I've noticed several things. Number one, I did see a face shot of Diana. It's middle of the trailer when they show all the faces really, really quickly. But right at the end, you see Diana, and she's kind of looking over. No blood on her face at that point. I'm pretty sure she dies. She's only been filming for a few episodes. But the Shiva scene, and I have not read this in the comics, but I did research it a little bit. So Ezekiel hits an outpost of the Saviors, and there are several scenes in here where Rick's hitting an outpost, Ezekiel's hitting an outpost, Jesus is hitting an outpost. So that looks like it's going to play out. We do see Shiva, and Shiva is not surrounded by people. She's surrounded by walkers. Jerry looks over. They've got blood on her face, looks over Ezekiel and says, I just want to thank you for what? For being such a cool dude. And I think that's comic relief. I don't know if Ezekiel has just lost Shiva and what he's going to go through, but Shiva is completely surrounded by walkers, and I think I do think that's going to play out like the comic. And even toward the end, there's a lot of scenes that kind of looks foggy in the background, and they're playing the happy music once again. But Jerry, you know, hits someone with a, you know, hits a walker with a two-sided axe. Ezekiel's over there fighting. So that to me looks like the way it's going to play out is they're hitting one of the outposts and they get surrounded by walkers, and that battle will play out, and then we will probably lose Shiva at that point. And that was something we did predict that very early on. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see if it plays out. But we actually predicted Diane and Shiva dying in the first couple episodes, or the extended episode. That Ezekiel's going to be on his way back, and I know it's not a popular thing, but I do think for episode number 100, to me that would be. We said, what did we say? It's 2 months ago. It's like we just had this conversation. Something epic needed to happen, and I think Shiva protecting that group and dying would be the way to go. No Jerry sacrifice. Jerry is number one. Jerry is seen filming, and he's also in the trailer multiple scenes after that. Steve, according to what we predicted, and according to the trailer, it strongly, strongly suggests that Shiva will die surrounded by walkers. So they hit this outpost, and they get completely surrounded. You know, they were killing saviors, and I guess they thought they were in the clear, and the saviors didn't kill them. The walkers actually surrounded them, and Shiva had to protect Ezekiel. All right, let's move forward and kind of set the storyline. So from what we know, and the trailer looks to be going in that direction, they set up the armor with all these cars. There is some scenes inside the kingdom in the beginning. You see Carol, where Carol says, "Close your ears." You know, Ezekiel says to Carol, "Trust the king." And Rick gets everybody together. And in Rick's big speech, they're out in this field in the middle of nowhere. So they pulled all these, the kingdom, the hilltop, everybody together after they've done a little bit of their war prep. And Rick gives a speech, and they have a plan. So he says, you know, Jesus said my world was going to get a whole lot bigger. And then later on he says, those that use and take and kill, we end them. No matter what comes next, we won. We already won. So I think the importance of that speech is that Rick is saying, and he's getting everybody else to leave their fear at the door. Because think about this. You're getting ready to go to war. And, well, even before that, the lineup and the tales of that lineup. So that might have been the most fear that could be possibly you could ever witness, right? Think about this. You and 10 of your closest friends are there, and you know someone's going to get beat down with a baseball bat, with barbed wire, and you got to watch it. Just the fear, and you saw the fear in Eugene's eyes. So Rick has witnessed that, and the people have heard the stories, and the people know how terrified they should be. So at the end of the season, when Carl was about to get the bat, and then Maggie shows up, and Ezekiel shows up, and everybody gets there, at that point, the tide turns a little bit. So what Rick needs to do as a leader, and the purpose of the speech, and the importance of the last part about that is, we got nothing to be afraid of anymore. So go out, kind of die, give your life, and it doesn't matter because we've already won. And you hear the cheering in the background. So it's a huge morale builder. But giving a speech, you got to have the tools and the follow-up. So here's the plan. So the plan is they're going to break up into groups. A couple people are going to hit outpost. And you got Tara, Carol, Morgan, and Daryl. And they're on walker patrol. So the plan is to lure all these walkers back to the sanctuary. Because look, we only got 100 people, 150 people, but we got thousands of walkers, and we are just going to overrun them like they've never been overrun before. So they're going to create these massive herds. And along the way, we are going to lose some people. I mean, you know, if Aaron's shooting and Eric dies, then that's a sacrifice. We lost somebody. So I think that the speech is important. Maggie adds to that speech a little bit later on where she says, you know, the world is ours for the taking. And I think she's kind of setting the stage for the next world to come. Let's clear this out. Let's clear all these people, and then we can live where we want, do what we want, act how we want without any fear. Now, little do they know there's going to be a whisper war at some point, but Negan is the fear factor right now. And mark my words, Dwight will be a turning point. Will definitely be a turning point. So those are a few of the things that we've witnessed. Give you a little bit of the Comic-Con, but I'm going to focus a little bit. We're going to keep the stream about 30 minutes, so we've got another 5 or 6 minutes. And I'm going to read a few of your comments. Jamal says, if you don't have people, might as well use walkers as a defense. Tons of them out there. And they probably got the idea, you know, when they had the car scene, the car and the, you know, when they chopped the walkers in half, they're probably like, wait a minute, if we could get these herds in the right direction, then that's going to make it all happen. There you go. The stream was initially at 8, but we ran it a little bit early. But just, the people didn't show up, just watch the playback. It's fine. It's okay. Wyatt wants to know, why is Jesus fighting Morgan? I don't think that's a real fight. I think they're just sparring. I think they just put it in there just to make us kind of wonder, like, what's going on? Did Morgan lose his mind? So no, I think Morgan's got it together. Just a little practice, showing him what he's capable of. What's up, Emmy Desiree Bacon? At driving and listening. Hopefully not driving, listening, and typing. Grizzly Bear, what's going on? So I see several new faces. I appreciate all of you guys being here. And while I'm getting ready to read your comments, let me just do a quick plug of some of the stuff that we do. First of all, all of you guys combined, the people who've been here for a long time, this is the 999 Army. We get together a couple times a week. We do live streams. So if this is your first stream, then absolutely jump in, participate, get involved in the chat. We build these videos together. So I'm just kind of hosting it. You guys are giving a lot of ideas, and we're talking about different things. So I appreciate all of you guys being here and checking out the channel. All the things that we do. There's going to be more live streams to come. It's going to be just a myriad of topics, anywhere from random things to Walking Dead chats to spoilers. Not just during Walking Dead season, but we do this all season long. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here. All right, now let's get back to a couple of the questions and comments. So people apologize for missing it. It's okay. It's okay. Just watch the playback. We'll be fine. Let's see. Steve Huffman is so psyched for the upcoming season. The trailer looked awesome. I agree with you, Steve. However, the only thing I would caution you, don't use the music and the smiley faces as it's going to be too up-tempo. I still think there's going to be some loss. And I do think these wars, though, it's going to be balanced. And we talked about this in the previous streams, right? I don't think that it's going to be, Rick's group taking charge and getting the upper hand and Negan. I think it's going to stay pretty even money for a while until we get to one or two events, which is going to be the turning point. And the turning point has to be a showdown between the two leaders. I mean, that's what it's going to boil up to. There's going to be lieutenants. There's going to be pawns that are going to die along the way. But it's really going to boil down to the Rick and Negan fight. It probably is important. I don't know who that was. Maybe a Carl. And I know someone asked earlier, who was it in the hallway? When I did a still shot on that, it looked an awful lot like Carol. So if that's the case, this is where we've seen Carol. We've seen Carol at the Kingdom. We've seen Carol in the city helping with the walkers. Then up on top of the bridge, same scene, but pretty much a little bit later, her and Tara. And we've also seen Carol breaking into one of the outposts. So to me, it looks like these crews are just going to be hitting one after another. So maybe Morgan, Tara, Carol, and Daryl hit an outpost on their way, have to deal with a few saviors, and then herd up the walkers, because definitely looks like Carol to me. Go back and watch it. Freeze it, where the person's peeking out the hallway. I'm pretty sure it's her. And same thing, we got Rick giving a speech. Then we got Rick in the sanctuary. We got Rick, I'm pretty sure he's in the sanctuary. Then we got Rick in what could be the Scavengers area. And then we got Rick and Daryl, going around the building. Looks like they're attacking one of the outposts as well. So, and I do know Rick is filmed in every episode, 1 through 8. So Rick is confirmed. Nunya says, I don't see the war lasting past episode number 8. Based on the trailer, I could see it definitely lasting the entire season or most of the season, because that's where I think these outposts and they have the incentive to sort of keep 3 or 4 episodes could be, first couple episodes is this plot and getting everybody together. And then, the kingdom's going to fall at some point. And then the sanctuary, and then the betrayal, and then what's going on with Eugene. So we didn't see Eugene in the trailer, but we do know Eugene has been filming. So behind the scenes, maybe all those supplies. What I've heard rumored, and I don't have a confirmed spoiler on this, is there will be a second attempt to save Eugene. So my personal feeling on this is no, don't. I mean, he had his chance to go, but maybe he can add some value. Maybe Eugene still has a chance to be one of the turning parts and help Rick and group gain control of the war. He could still sabotage them. All right, we'll get to Carol. It's a good point, too. Let's talk about Jared for a minute. So we did see Simon, and we saw Gavin, and we saw Arat, and Simon points and says, I'm going to have to correct you on that point. Because they showed Jared the very next scene, and Jared was outside, the speculation was that Simon was talking to Jared, and I think they did that intentionally where they spliced it and put it in. It looks to me like the scene with Jared, he's kind of rubbing his knuckles, so he punched somebody again, and there is a it's not a barbed wire fence, but there is like a you know, one of those wire fences, so he's outdoors. Could be the hilltop. That area to me, and there's a guy over in the background to the left, looks like that could be the hilltop area. So I'm thinking that Jared went up to the hilltop. It's a good question. Who gave the note to Dwight? Let's ask you. Who do you think passed the note to Dwighty boy? I think Carol. I think Carol got in there somehow. Jenna, we did not see Eugene. Because Carol is all over the place, I'm going to say, however, let's have a major plot twist here. What if it was Tara? What if it was Tara who wants Dwight dead, and now she passed him the note and completely forgives him? Just a little speculation there. All right, and just a couple extra call-outs, and we're going to wrap this stream up. And definitely, if we did not answer your questions, then leave it in the comments once this video goes live. Once again, if you guys could slap the like button, this video will be live in about 10 or 15 minutes. From the Comic-Con, you can see the picture in the background. Here's a couple quotes and watching that. I think Robert Kirkman said there were at least 6 explosions, so it's going to be fast and furious. They did, Scott Gimple did cut off a couple of people when they started talking about storylines. So one person asked Chandler about, or asked Negan about his relationship with Chandler, and Chandler started saying he's very excited. He wants it to follow the comic arc and a strong relationship with Negan. So shortly after that, Scott Gimple asked another question and sort of changed the subject a little bit. So maybe there is part 2 with Chandler and Carl and Negan. And they asked Jeffrey Dean Morgan what his favorite part of playing Negan was. He said his sense of humor. And they said, what is your least favorite part? And he said it is wearing a leather jacket in 120 degree weather. So thanks everyone for tuning in. If you guys are new to the stream, at the end of every stream, what I like to do is I like to give shout outs to everybody that's here. If you got here late, go back and watch the playback. There'll be a lot of stuff. We're going to do videos all throughout the week. So there'll be updates. There'll be hidden clues. I'm going to dig down a little bit deeper. You know, these ideas, some of them we get from the live stream. Some of them they start to surface. But I think the trailer did shine some light on a couple things. And it's not just what you see. You got to compare the shirts with the background, with who's talking. Like all of those things really go into play to make a good hidden clue. So thank you. Appreciate everything that you guys do. Appreciate you being here. Once again, tomorrow night we will be talking Preacher. We'll be doing some reactions. Tuesday night we will be doing random things. We just like to hang out and create 5, 6 random topics and just blab about it. Wednesday night, if there's spoiler information, we will do the Wednesday Walker. If not, we'll table that. And of course, Thursday will be our first ever top 9. There's top 10 list everywhere. So we're mixing it up a little bit. We're going to take a category and we're going to do some research and talk about other people's top 10s, and we're going to make our list and make our own top 9. I can't tell you what the topic is yet. Thanks once again. Let me give a few shout-outs here. So I got several people on the stream. So I want to say what's up to Ann Hodge, Carol McFry, Jamie Taylor, Gecko Skates 94, Nunya 2017, Diane Estes, Jamal Rana, Flower Girl is in the house, A. Ray, or Area, Sorry, area. Wilson, Dark Angel, thanks for being here. Who else we got? We got Salin Blue. Appreciate you being here as well. Charlie Mack, all the way from Ireland. Thanks for being here, Charlie Mack. Lindsay Luke, double L in the house. Thanks for being here, Lindsay Luke. MD Grim Reaper 109. What's up? Lynn Myers, thank you for being here. Lynn, appreciate the comments and all the stuff you do on the Patreon site as well. And who else we got here? Cybercat CC, Devin Coate, Steph Richardson as well, one of my patron supporters. And Tobin McLeod, as you guys are putting those, also do want to say, we've got several people that are in this chat, in this stream, that make financial donations to the Patreon site, which supports 999 Gaming, and also, in turn, helps Kittens. And there'll be more on that posted a little bit later on. So a couple more shout-outs. I want to say what's up to Wonder Woman, Denise Hopkins in the house, E-Beach, I see you. What's going on? Thanks for being here. Who else we got? We got Walking Dead Girl. Every time I see Tobin, I'm thinking like, oh boy, Tobin. Is Tobin going to make it? Mr. Jams, what's going on, Mr. Jams? Hey, Jenna, how are you doing? What's up? Kicks. Brene's in the house as well, too. Moody Girl couldn't make it during the stream. She had prior engagements, but Moody will be back very, very soon. She'll be here tomorrow night. Wilson, appreciate the comments, too. Always some good comments. Where is Jamie Jordan? I didn't see Jamie Jordan tonight either. Holly Pierce. What's up, Holly? You get a shout-out. Thank you for being here. And some people might be on, if you're lagging a little bit, I might not get to your shout-out, so I want to say what's up. iRock6, I think I hit already. Kel says smile. Kel, you know that top 9 is for you. So Vonda Martin, thank you. Good to see you. Kelly Golonzenier, thank you for being here as well. I always miss one or two. Tommy McCandless got to be here somewhere. He was running a little bit late. Matthew Carino, thanks for being here. D. Mooney as well, too. Thank you. I saw Emmy Bacon in the house as well. Thanks, Emmy. I see you, Gene. I'm not going to forget you, Gene Atkins. Also, if you guys have some insight, things you want to talk about, you guys can kick me at KILZHOT. Any ideas during the week? If you guys want to check up on some streams. Deb S. is in the house. It's okay, Deb. If you missed it, just watch the playback. Leave your thoughts and comments below. I did mention at the beginning of this stream, I'm going to take some of the comments. So once this video goes live, leave some creative comments, because on the 999 spoiler chat, hopefully most of you are subscribed to both. If not, get over to 999 spoiler, subscribe. I've not done content on there in 5 or 6 months, but I'm going to take the comments from these videos, and I'm just going to piece it together and just kind of talk through and read some of your comments. So it should be real creative. Spice it up a little bit. Give me some good information to talk about. What's up, Tebeth? Appreciate you being here as well. A couple people are logging on. They're like, what did I miss? You missed the whole thing. Gamer Pro 25, what's going on? Edward Burns, thanks. Appreciate you being here as well. Dev, I check it throughout the day. It's, sometimes I get a little tied up with social media and I'm behind, but I try to leave comments or at least a couple word answers. Sam Keith, hey man, been a sub for a long time but never had the chance to speak to you. Love all your Walking Dead vids. So I appreciate that, Sam. Appreciate you being a sub for a long time. Thanks for checking out the content. Try to keep it as creative as possible. Several people that are new, we do gaming videos, we do live streams, we do random videos, whatever we can get people together and talk about and try to make it entertaining. We definitely do our best. So thanks, Wonder Woman. Appreciate it. Cybercat. Appreciate it. Real. Oh, man, you cooked dinner and forgot. Oh, really? Well, I did have it 30 minutes early, so it's a little bit on me. I did change the time up on a few people. All right, thanks, everybody. If I missed you in a shout-out, whoa, hold on now. I got somebody else. Sings is in the house, so there you go. I'm still getting more shout-out requests. This could go on. This is like credits. Walker Dead, thank you for being here. All right, we're going to have to stop this thing at some point. Appreciate everything you guys do. If I missed you, I am sincerely sorry. I apologize. I'll catch you in the next video. Leave it in the comments below and check both channels because, as I said, there's going to be the top 9, but also there's going to be another segment we're going to add, which is Walking Dead related, but I can't tell you what it is at this point. So stay tuned. I'll do an introductory video. It's going to be something that is going to be very, very inclusive. I think you guys will have a lot of fun with it. Thanks once again. Stay tuned. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you all soon. Peace.